somewhere in Ohio.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Ohio. Yeah, it really happened. Because of the YouTube gods, I've been banished from my old home, and now I live here. And the good news though, I'm no longer a Florida man. I am an Ohio boy now though, so I don't know which is worse. I guess it really depends on the context. Anyway, before I get into my meddling, I may as well unpack a little bit. Alright. This place is a little more roomy. Anyway, do you all remember Twitter? Yeah, I tried to forget about that too. Over the past year, Twitter has gone through a bit of an anti-renaissance, and getting to watch it slowly fall into dissolution has been genuinely fascinating to watch. I mean, beforehand, Twitter was already almost universally hated, but somehow it's become worse and worse and worse and worse. So since it's been almost a year since Twitter, X, was acquired by a certain E. Musk, I thought it'd be interesting to look back and answer the question of, how did we get here? I'm also going to be abandoning the jacket because it's getting quite hot in here. Alright, let's get this boring spiel out of the way real quick. Twitter was created in 2006 as a service for the podcasting company Odeo, and was pioneered by a group led by Jack Dorsey. It was originally only meant to be used within Odeo as a group chatting service, but quickly outgrew its company. The social media website quickly grew in size in the coming years, and thanks to an overhaul in 2010, Twitter became a hotbed for communities, unpopular opinions, and politics. So although Twitter became popular from its ability to bring everyone together, it quickly became hated due to its, let's just say, mob mentality. I won't go much into it here. If you've ever used Twitter before, you already know what I'm talking about. It's also worth noting that Twitter launched its own subscription service in 2021, Twitter Blue. It added features such as an undo button, different themes, app icons, removed ads. There weren't too many key features, but it was still pretty cheap at the time. So now that we're caught up on Twitter lore, it's time to introduce a new character to the scene. Cut to early last year, when something was brewing within the stock market. Elon Musk, CEO of both Tesla and SpaceX, also known for his famous tweet, "Send me your dankest memes." Not moths, though. Started investing in Twitter's stock. He eventually became the majority shareholder, and announced that he'd be joining Twitter's board of directors. Then, pulled out 5 days later. Elon then made an offer to buy Twitter. They tried to prevent it. Then they came to a deal. Elon got cold feet from bots, fake accounts, and probably realized that he had just spent $44 billion to buy the stupid bird app. Blah blah blah, push and pull, push and pull. All that you really need to know from this 5-month period is that Musk was essentially forced into acquiring Twitter to prevent a lawsuit from happening, and the two parties finally came to an agreement on October 28th. So now that Elon was CEO of his favorite app, he had lots of plans for the platform that would completely change it for the better, which started off with firing over 5,000 employees. Yeah, so Elon's first big move as CEO was to cut Twitter's 7,500 employees down to less than 2,000, leaving thousands jobless with very little notice. Granted, Jack Dorsey said himself that he grew the company too quickly, and apologized to those who had been fired. Elon had promoted that a lot of positive changes were coming once he became CEO, so with his reign of terror beginning with something like this, it was a really unpromising start to this new chapter for Twitter. Well, don't worry, kids. I am never doing something like that ever again. Elon had plenty of other plans for Twitter, starting off with Twitter Blue. One of Elon's biggest projects at Twitter thus far is the relaunch of Twitter Blue. It includes pretty much all of the previous features, but also includes new ones, such as early access to new features, having your tweets show up higher, posting longer videos, 50% less ads. But the biggest feature this time around wasn't something as small as an undo button or something like that. If you were to pay for Twitter Blue, you would get a blue verified checkmark. What? So, the verified checkmark. The one thing that everyone desperately wanted but was nearly impossible to obtain, could now be obtained by anyone willing to pay $20. $8 a month. And not only that, accounts that already had a blue checkmark would eventually have theirs removed if they didn't pay for Twitter Blue. So now that everyone and their mother could easily get access to a blue checkmark, what do you think people did with this power?
They abused it.
The verify checkmark was made to, verify the account was actually the famous person or brand themselves. Users impersonated brands and celebrities, including Elon Musk himself. And since already verified accounts had the checkmark, as well as literally any other user paying for Twitter Blue, there is almost no way to tell the difference between the two. In fact, an account impersonating Eli Lilly, a pharmaceutical company, tweeted, "We're excited to announce insulin is free now," which was, fake. And so many people believe this, and for good reason, that the stocks for Eli Lilly absolutely tanked. Elon, what the hell did you think would happen by giving everyone access to a blue checkmark? The one thing that distinguished actual celebrities and brands from fake accounts. The one thing that made you pull out of Twitter in the first place? Anyways, after this fiasco, Twitter unveiled the golden checkmark, made specifically for brands. They even got square profile pictures. Celebrities didn't get anything, though. They'd still have to pay. Take that, Stephen King. Legacy verified accounts got to keep their checkmarks for a while, but were eventually taken away between April and May of this year. So that was most of the Twitter Blue fiasco. What a dumpster fire. Although that by itself killed a lot of what made Twitter survivable, we still have quite a bit to get through. There's a lot of extraneous details that have happened at Twitter, so I'll just go over all of them now. Ever since Elon has become the king of Twitter, he's been a big proponent of free speech. Such a proponent, in fact, that he unbanned quite controversial figures who were originally permanently banned from the website, including alleged human trafficker Andrew Tate, and the quadruple-time indicted, former president of the United States. This past February, Twitter removed its free API from the website, which essentially killed any bot accounts and third-party apps. And in December, Elon announced that they'd be banning users if they linked to other social platforms like Instagram and Facebook. This was quickly shut down after an uproar from users. Elon apologized for this, and announced that decisions like these from this point on would be decided by a poll on his account. Of course, nowadays you can't vote in the poll unless you have Twitter Blue. And this past August, Elon announced that they would be removing the block feature from the website. Oh my god. If anything shows the stranglehold that Elon has on this platform, it's this. If he one day decides that he doesn't like a feature that actually helps and protects people, he can just remove it. All while he sits there and laughs in his office, while blocking people who complain about blocking going away. Wait, what? So if someone is stalking your account, and they're constantly spamming you over and over again, there's literally nothing you can do about it. Sounds fantastic. Also, it's worth noting that this wasn't decided in a poll or anything. Elon just decided one day that he was going to take it out. Thanks for sticking to your word, Elon. We really appreciate it. Alright, so while I was editing this video, it came out that Twitter may start charging its users to combat bots. What the fuck? Twitter as a platform has deteriorated so much from these changes that it almost finds me longing for what Twitter was beforehand. Almost. It's just with the subscriptions and all the other crap, it's just... this doesn't even feel like Twitter anymore. Mainly because it isn't. On July 23rd, Elon announced that Twitter would go under a rebrand and would now become known as X. Yeah, just X. Nothing clever or anything like ThreadX or something like that. It's just called X. What the hell is X supposed to mean? Elon's always had an obsession with the letter X, hence SpaceX. But this is just called X. There's nothing within the name that points to what the platform even is. So since it's no longer called Twitter, what are tweets supposed to be called? The name obviously makes reference to the name Twitter, so what are you even supposed to get from a name like X? Well, when this dude, whoever he is, asked Elon this exact question, he replied with X's. Hey there, Sheldon. I saw your recent X on X last night. That was one hell of an X. Thanks, Sheldon. I saw you react to it too. Really appreciate it, fellow Xer. Of course, bro. You got so many X-Plies as well. Even our Lord and Savior Elon Musk's X-Ply to it. I saw that. Maybe he'll give me X Blue for free next month. You're the best, Sheldon. Up top. Thanks, bro. I have no friends. Of course, Elon realized how stupid a conversation like that would sound, and now tweets are called posts, and retweets are called reposts. And Twitter Blue was renamed to X Premium. Yeah, that sounds suitable for work. So in one fell swoop, Elon put the Twitter bird into extinction and destroyed literally everything that was still iconic about it. And what for? An X. A stolen X, to be exact. If there's any lesson to be learned from this, it's probably don't ruin something that's already ruined. I mean, what's even the point? And on that note, I have a pretty massive channel announcement to make. After researching everything related to today's topic, I've decided to change my channel name to M. It's just called M. And thank you all for welcoming this change. I think it's a beautiful new name, and I plan on sticking to it until the end of this video. So thank you all for watching, subscribe if you want, and yeah, take care.
Brand X, it's simple and plain. Brand X, it's different but all the same. Brand X, it's simple.